Hello, Hofstra fans. My name is Rachel Vogel, and today I am joined by head women's basketball coach Danielle Santos Atkinson for the W Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com. First, coach, before we begin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Good. So two tough losses for the Pride this past weekend against Towson, a very tough team. I guess technically you could say the defending champions of the CAA. But Saturday you came back, took the lead late in the fourth quarter, ended up only losing by 5 points, but definitely gave them a little bit of a scare, I would say. So talk a little bit about what you saw from your team this weekend and who you thought stood out for the Pride.
Saturday, I felt as though we played a really competitive game. We made it tough for them to score at times, and then we also did a lot of things offensively that we've been working on throughout the last few weeks in terms of our flow and our transition offense. And so I was proud of them and happy to see some of that translating over into the game. Also, Towson's a fire team on offense in terms of their punch and being able to score offensively. They average a lot of points and they're ranked pretty high in the country. And so the ability to hold them way below their average for us was definitely a great feat and a testament to our defense.
And then we talk about her a lot, Jakayla Brown, but she just continues to prove herself on the court. She averaged 17 points this week, double figures in both games, and she's really going out there on a tear, going out there with confidence. Now fifth in the conference in scoring within conference play alone. So again, really proving herself as a leader out on the floor. And just talk about like her confidence and like what you see from her on the floor that may not even be her scoring.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing a great job for us, as you said, playing with confidence and making sure that she's making herself available and creating opportunities for herself to score. So really proud of her and how she's done that and continuing to hold the team accountable and push the team as we move forward and making sure that every single day in practice that we're looking to get better. And so we're going to continue to see that from her and continuing to see her stay aggressive on the offensive end of the floor and bringing that same intensity on the defensive side as well.
And now a player that we haven't really talked about, you don't always see her in the stat sheet in the points column. She's obviously always putting in points, but Deja Knight really quarterbacking your team, constantly, putting up as many assists as 5, 6, 7 a game. So she really definitely stepped up this week, took a role in managing the players on the court. So talk a little bit about her and her importance to this team.
Definitely, as you mentioned, that she definitely is a leader on our team on the floor, and she leads the charge offensively. She does a great job of pushing the tempo for us, controlling the tempo for us, and getting the ball up the floor quickly as we push and transition, which is one of the ways that we're looking to score. And so, with her on the floor, it changes things for us. It gives the team a confidence and knowing that she's back there handling the ball and making decisions. And so for us, as you mentioned this weekend, I thought her hustle was great. She competed the entire weekend and really pushed to make sure that the team stayed in it and that everybody stayed involved.
And now you return back home this weekend against UNCW. Again, another team that's been facing some postponements. Lucky for you, you have not, but always seems like you've kind of played the team that has ran into some issues. So UNCW coming up here, making the long trip to Hempstead, but definitely looking forward to being back out on the court. And the Seahawks have run into a little bit of trouble on the floor as well. Haven't won a game since December 11th, 0-4 in the conference. I'm sure you've mentioned it to your team, but how do you make sure that you don't take them lightly this weekend and play your game?
Yeah, every single game they've been improving. And so that's one of the things throughout conference and teams that move throughout conference you want to be able to see from your own teams. And so I'm sure that's what their coaches are talking about, the improvements that they're making. And we've got to know and understand that they're going to come and they're hungry for a win. And so they're going to come here and they're going to be looking to do just that. And so for us, we've got to make sure we stay focused on what it is that we're trying to do and our goals. We got to stay fundamental and disciplined in the things that we're looking to accomplish. And we got to make sure that, as you mentioned, we don't take them lightly because they are hungry for a win, as we should be as well. And we've got to go and make sure we go out and play our game.
And then the back-to-back day again. How is the team doing now that we're almost halfway through the conference slate with the back-to-back games?
Fine. I think the great thing is that both teams have back-to-back games. So it's not as if, you're playing that back-to-back and that other team has an advantage. Both teams play the back-to-back. We do a great job of making sure that their bodies recover and doing all the recovery necessary so that we're prepared for that following game. It's tough, obviously. It's not a schedule that we would prefer, but in understanding the times and the current circumstances, then we're flexible and we're on board, and we just make sure both games that the team is prepared physically and mentally to the best of their ability.
Flexibility and adaptivity. That seems to be the trend for the year, Coach. Well, once again, thank you very much for joining me. Again, the Pride are back in action Saturday and Sunday at the Max Sports Complex against UNCW, 2 o'clock start. Both days, make sure you tune in on Flow Hoops and WRHU. And Coach, best of luck this weekend, and thank you for taking the time to join me today.
Thank you.